Hello, I'm very glad to see you again, and as usual way, let me introduce myself. My name is Kamshat Jamalova. I work at the South Kazakhstan State Pedagogical University, and I'm a teacher. I'm your teacher at the Department of Computer Science. So I'm going to teach you about the subject Information and Communication Technologies. Exactly today, I'm going to teach about lecture number 9. The title of our lecture is Internet Technologies. As far as I'm concerned, I'm firmly convinced that you have known about the Internet technology very well, because Internet technology is one of the most important and widespread technologies over the world. So get acquainted and let's get started. The first presentation about the plan. We have plan. Basic concept Internet, the universal identifier of resources, its assignment and components, services. So you can need information and you can search, for instance, you can receive information from each other. So you can find information from different areas, from different sites. And the second plan is web technologies, HTTP, HTML or CSS. So HTTP is a protocol, CSS and JavaScript, and email message format, and SMTP, POP3 and IMAP protocols. It's usually very wide used protocols. So at the next presentation you can see about the Internet. Internet, a world system of interconnected computer networks built on the use of IP protocol and routing of data packets. So go ahead and get acquainted another information. At this time you can find about the history of the Internet. For instance, the history of the Internet get your initially point from 1957. Idea about a reliable system of information transmission. In 1969, ARPANET appeared. ARPANET appeared and Intranet appeared for only extremely military purpose. And the second time, the first ARPANET server is usually used as an information system. So at this time, on October it's very useful information we usually receive from different area. So on 29th of October in 1979, first communication session. And so go ahead, and the table is history of the Internet. In 1990, first dial-up access. 1991, www became available in the Internet. 1993, first browser NCSA, Mosaic, and 1995, routine all traffic is now engaged in the network providers companies. So, World Wide Web, a distributed system that provides access to related documents located on different computers connected to the Internet. Hyperlink, some of the file element of the web page, usually allocated by color or by underlining, which is the starting point to navigate to the another web pages. So, at the next presentation you can see about the web page, a computer file created using a special hypertext markup language, HTML. Website, collection of web pages which are united by some principle. What about the web server? A web server, servers that accept HTTP requests from clients, typically web browsers, and issues them HTTP responses, usually together with an HTML page. Uniform Resource Identifier, URI, a sequence of characters that identifies an abstract or physical resource. So, you have Uniform Resource Identifier. You can see at this picture Uniform Identifier and Uniform Language. So, Uniform Resources Locator. Uniform resources identifier that, in addition to identifying a resource, provides information on the location of this resource. Uniform resource name. Uniform resource identifier that only identify a resource in a certain namespace. For instance, scheme or hierarchical part or request or fragment. So, about uniform resource name, we have already said about it, and we have already shown about it, and about the domain name system, DNS, a centralized service based on distributed database of mappings, domain name IP address. You can see the client plus server and equal to a domain name system. Domain name system server, special software for DNS service. DNS client, special library or program for work with a DNS. Domain, a node in the tree of names together with all subordinate nodes. So, and subdomain. What does it mean, the subdomain? Subordinate domain. For instance, Wikipedia organization or other sites. Hypertext transfer protocol. For instance, HTTP, etc. Application layer protocol of data transmission. So you can see as this picture the connection between HTTP messages, HTTP clients requests, and between HTTP server responses. So HTTP methods, what does it mean? The HTTP clients have a post and they can get any information from HTTP server, and we have some information to find and to search them. Hypertext markup language, HTML, standardized markup language for documents on the World Wide Web. JavaScript. JavaScript is a programming language that adds interactivity to the website. So, and other questions now. AJAX. It means approach to building interactive user interfaces of web applications based on the background data sharing between browser and web server. Cascading style sheets, CSS, is a technology of description of the appearance of a document executed by the markup language. So, as this picture, you can see the content HTML, size and style using the CSS technology. Document Object Model, DOM, is a software interface that allows programs and scripts to access the contents of the HTML document and change the content, structure, and execution of such documents. For instance, email message format, head and body is usually HTML document usually have a head and body. So about email, you can see a simple small history about the email. In 1965, program mail for operating system CTSS. In 1971, mail program for transfer of information across a distributed network. Then after 1 year, 1972, in March, start of using. In 1972, in July, program for ease of work with email. In 1975, first all-inclusive mail program. And in 1989, connection between the commercial and mail services and the internet. So, about head of the SMTP protocol. It includes name of the sending host, address of the sender, address of the recipient, address of the copy recipient, address of the billed copy recipient. So, simple mail transfer protocol. Usually receiver or recipient have many information, and you can see at this picture that information at first time is sent from client to server. So at finally client received the information. So About other structure, programs for email. You can see in this picture connection between mail delivery agent, mail transfer agent, and mail user agent. Internet Message Access Protocol, IMAP. What does it mean? It includes our information from smartphone, desktop, personal computer, tablet, etc. We come to conclusions that URI for identification of the web resources. CSS technology is used for style of HTML documents. JavaScript language is usually used for interaction of user and web server. And IMAP or POP3 protocols are usually used for receiving mail. So, dear students, at the finishing of our lecture, we have some control questions, and you have to answer for these questions. And please write down these questions and write down your answer, and please send me by email. So I really do hope, dear students, I really do hope it will be informative and useful information for you, useful lecture for you, for using in everyday life routine, and you should find information in another way. I always remind about it that each student should find and search information in another way. For instance, on YouTube channel, on online system, on different booklets and different information resources, and etc. So thank you for your watching, thank you for your listening, thank you for your attention, and bye for now.